What's up, family?
Hey, welcome. You are right here with us with loving bloopers.
This is live, so there's no replay.
Yeah, there's
you
no
are now
cut.
tuned
Cut.
You are now tuned into love
And entrepreneurship with I'm Ty.
And I'm Chris.
Woods. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have an exciting topic today that we're going to talk about, and I think you're going to like the subject.
Okay.
So,
I kind of did a spoiler already.
Drum roll, please. Today, we're going to talk about money. Money. I wish I had like money and I can like.
No. You trying to make it rain?
Rain with. Oh, guys. Hey, beautiful people. We are going to talk about money today. And what kind of money are we going to be talking about? Are we going to be talking about monopoly money? No. We're going to talk about raising money, not just for your business, but we're also going to be talking about how to keep your money flowing as you are generating your business income. All right, and I have quite a few strategies that we're going to talk about today, and some of them are from this guy's new book that's going to be releasing very, very soon, called The Compact Guide to Multiple Streams of Income. So we're going to be talking about two of those streams of income today so that you can have an idea of how to generate money for not just for your business, but even if you just want to generate a side hustle, or if you want to just have some extra money for your pocket. We are here, fellas, guys, girls. We are here to make sure that you have the money that you need to do what you need to do. Guys, girls, stop being broke. You don't have to be broke. I can promise you when you operate in the laws that's govern the laws of money, you will never be broke another day in your life.
Wait, so there's a law about money?
There's a law. Just like there's a law of gravity, you jump off this building, you go splat all over the concrete. There is a law that operates in this earth that governs money and pretty much anything that comes to you. So we're going to talk to you guys today about money, but we're going to be more practical about our approach. I love hearing about the topic of money from money experts. Whether it's Christian or non-Christian, some principles are actually, they cross into each other. Sometimes they don't even know that they're talking about Christian principles. But today we're going to be more practical about our approach. And we're going to share with y'all some simple steps of what you can do to generate some extra income and keep that money flowing. All right? So, Mr. Woods.
Yes.
You have a book. We're going to be talking about the book in a couple of weeks, but you have a book called Multiple Streams of Income. That is a very, very good book, by the way. So when it comes out, y'all make sure y'all support. I think the book is only going to be like $5, but it's worth every single penny. Actually, it's worth more than that. It's really worth more than that.
If you use the principles in the book, you'll get that $5 back.
You get it back.
In your first sale.
So if you could just kind of give the audience and give me just a little reason, a small reason, a short reason why you wrote the book and what do you want the audience to get out of it.
Wow, I feel like I'm on an interview. Sorry, do you like the first book tour, right? All right, so the principle behind the book is real simple. Many people always come to me and they have some type of financial need or things that they requesting money for, or they want me to invest in whatever business or idea they might have. And all that is great, but I like to teach people how to fish instead of fishing for them. And so the principles in the book actually help people to learn how to make money immediately. Just a quick, simple principle I talk about in the book is learning the assets that you currently have. A lot of us have assets within our home that we no longer use. Well, those assets are there. Let's say, for instance, you have an old pair of sneakers. You bought them, but you never really wore those. Somebody else may want to actually use those or purchase those shoes from you. And those shoes, you can take them in really simple. We're on Facebook, so that means I know you have Facebook. There's something called Facebook Market. You can post a picture and begin to send that out to your network and friends, and then begin to share it. Well, those assets or those shoes that you already had can now begin to make you money instead of catching dust in your closet. And this is something that I have personally worked out myself. I have sold hundreds of things online and produced an added stream of income with me doing nothing, with probably spending maybe 5 minutes a day actually posting items that I no longer use or items that I no longer want or I thought that would be something that would be useful. How many right now can think of something that you have around your house that, guess what, you don't use anymore, or you thought that you would use it? Well, guess what? That item can no longer be catching dust, but begin to actually create money for you.
Now, we know that there are listeners and viewers who may or may not be a Christian, but we are definitely Christians, and we believe that the Bible is our final authority. And so sometimes we're going to be sharing principles that are from the Bible and that will honestly help anybody regardless, because these are principles, these are laws. Like I talked about the laws of physics, it's the law that governs money. Now, I have to share this with you based on what Chris just said. Mm-hmm. If you go to the book, it's called 2 Kings chapter 4. I'm just going to read three things. In verse 1, it says, "One day the widow of a member of the group of prophets came to Elijah and cried out, 'My husband who served you is dead. You know how he feared the Lord. But now the creditors have come.'" How many of y'all know about them creditors? "But now the creditors have come, and they are threatening to take my 2 sons into slavery. What can I do to help you?" This is what Elijah says. "What can I do to help you?" And he says, "Tell me, what do you have in your house? Tell me, what do you have in your house?" She says, "Well, nothing at all except a flask of olive oil." Okay? So there's more to that story, but based on what Chris just talked about, the assets, starting with the assets that are in your home, you can have thousands of dollars just in your home right now. Yeah. You're sitting there like wondering why you broke and you can't pay a bill. The creditors is calling. They like, ring, ring, ring. We need our money. You 30 days past due, and we need our money right now, or we're going to put this on your credit report. Yeah. And some of y'all was like, I don't care if you put it on my credit report. You just going to make bad worse and worse and worse.
I think sometimes what we're missing is because when we associate, I think last week I kind of talked about my relationship with money and how I grew up not really having much money. And so your relationship with money can dictate how you actually hold on to things. So we tend to create these relationships with these things that we can't let go of. Yeah. Things that we don't need, or things that we probably shouldn't have bought in the first place, which then put us in a situation of debt. And so those things that we have, we might not necessarily be able to get what we paid for it, but those things can produce an actual income for you, so that you can begin, if you're in debt, to get out of debt, or to begin, as we talked about, creating a second stream of income.
Right. So the first thing, I mean, I'm not telling you something that we just like talk about in theory. I'm talking about something that we actually done ourselves when times were hard for us. When times were hard for us, we really had to dig deep and ask God, what is it that we are missing? And this is when we started to get revelation about this principle. And let me tell you something, guys, girls, you have everything that you need to fulfill what it is that you're supposed to do on this earth already right there. It's already here. There's nothing falling from the sky. There's nothing going to be growing out of the ground. Mm-hmm. It's already here. So why not tap into the resources that's already here? So let's start with what's in your home. Now, the top 3 and highest paid items that you can get for, I would say the highest amount that you can get back. Number 1 is electronics. So you want to look at the TVs, the cell phones, old cell phones. I mean, how many of you guys just upgraded to the iPhone 11? But you just got the XR last year. It's sitting in your dresser.
Because you said, you know what, T-Mobile, you're not getting this phone back. You're going to give me $10 for this.
You're not giving me this phone. So let me tell you that cell phones, old cell phones, even I just sold an iPhone 6 for $100. An iPhone 7, I'm sorry. An iPhone 7. It was an iPhone 7. Okay. An iPhone 7 for $100. That cell phone was sitting in my drawer collecting dust for the past year. I have an XR. The moment XR came out, I went and got that. And guess what? I was like, you know what? I need to go back to this principle. Sometimes you don't really think about it. Like the more wealth comes, you don't start thinking about like the things that you used to do when you were struggling and you're like, man, what's in my house? What can I sell? So I just wanted to be practical. These are some practical steps that you can take to generate some money right now. Right now. So what I did is you have websites like OfferUp, Let Go, mm-hmm. Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. These are eBay. These are the top 4 places that people go to buy discounted stuff. So these will be the places that you go to post discounted things. The second thing is furniture. So anything that's like that doesn't have to be picked up. Think about like
well, it doesn't really matter if it has to be picked up.
Sometimes they can pick it up, sometimes not. But we have a 10-seat dining table that we bought from OfferUp. It's nice too. We bought it a $3,000 table for $500. Oh. Yep. So just like we can sell stuff at a discounted price, we don't have to necessarily, and it's a good condition, guys. I wouldn't have bought it if it was like looking like
which is another point. You know, the items that you sell, would you still use it? Would you still buy it? Don't put stuff up there that is, you know, abused and you know, it's not going to work. If it's broke, it's people aren't going to necessarily look at it. You want to get something that actually can be sold quickly. And another principle I talk about within the book is, remember, it's not a new item.
Right.
We always have a tendency to value things at
But
higher.
I paid such and such for this.
You're not getting such and such.
I mean, I think about like the Michael Kors purse. Okay, mm-hmm. You may have paid $400 for it, but you're not going to get $400 for it. Yeah. You'd be lucky if you get $100, but it's going to be under $100.
Right. So you have to price things to sell quickly, or that listing is going to be up there forever.
Yeah, and it's just going to be sitting in your home.
Right. So you also have to do a little research. You need to find out how much that product or a similar product is valued at currently on the market.
Right.
And then you price
on the used market. Mm-hmm. Don't look it up on the new market. Look it up on the used market. So usually go to eBay. eBay has a tool for sellers to actually price things. So you can actually have access to that tool without being a seller. All you need to do is look up the price of previously sold items, and eBay will gladly give you that list. Okay? So we're going to move on to the next way to generate some extra moolah. So We talked about, at first we were talking about generating money for your business, but that principle can work regardless.
No, that principle is
regardless if you're generating money trying to get startup seed money for your business, or if you're just trying to pay a bill. That principle works across the board, okay? So, yes, this is Love and Entrepreneurship, and we are talking about business, but you can use, most of these principles that we're talking about today can be used any way you need to.
Right, and just a side note, the principle of the concept for love and entrepreneurship is because we talk a lot about relationships with couples, other married people, or people who are thinking about getting into relationships. But we also talk about entrepreneurship with people. And so we are talking about two things that we do, and we think we do it pretty well. If we didn't, I don't think a lot of people would come to us. There's some fruit behind what we say. So
we've been in business now for a little over 10 years, and I actually heard my pastor say it this morning. But our businesses, because we have 4 businesses, all of our businesses have been on a incline trajectory since we started the business. So the moment that we see a dip, then we know we kind of in trouble. But I showed him we have a P&L statement. The P&L for us, this for 2019, showed a 96% increase in revenue. A 96% increase in revenue. And I told him, I'm like, wow, look at this. You can't really tell because things have been moving so fast. We didn't realize that we nearly doubled our income last year, and it was like, whoa, wow, look at God move. And we just need to just stop sometimes. Sometimes you need to stop and just smell the roses. When things are going good, guys, stop and smell the roses. Sometimes you just need to just say, all right, God, I see what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and that's actually a good small principle that we always try to practice because a lot of times when you're in business and you're working so hard, you only, as a visionary, you really are looking towards the
right. You always in the future. You never really pause in the present. Yeah. This is something for this. Now, this statement is for all of the visionaries out there. When you are doing well, okay, there is a time and a place for you to think out in the future 5, 10, 15 years from now. That's where you're supposed to be because you're a visionary. But take a week out of the year, at least a week out of the year, and just pause in the present and do something to celebrate where you are right now. Because where you are right now is not where you was last year.
Yeah, and I would say...
And it's a blessing.
I would say it even smaller than that because,
sometimes you just take a day. Just stop and take a day.
Take a second. When you got that new contract or you have that new client, somebody that came to your business that, maybe somebody recommended, just sit back. If you're a coffee drinker, sit back and drink your coffee and thank God for that new person coming in or that new contract. Right. Because you can get caught up in the hustle so much that you forget that those small wins are large wins for you in order for you to get to your final destination.
Right. Oh, that's good. That's good. So that was for somebody. Okay, that was for somebody.
That was for me. I still have to remind myself.
That was for us. Okay. So we talked about what's in your house, how to generate money from within where you stay. The second thing that we're talking about now is...
So another easy principle that's actually going to be in the book is talking about what do you have? What abilities, what attributes do you have that other people would pay to have done? For example, there's some people that are really great with finances. They're really great with accounting. They're really great with organization. If you're a person that's really great with organization, guess what? Somebody will pay you to organize stuff in their home.
Me, I actually have somebody coming tomorrow just to organize my office because it is a hot mess. I have files everywhere, and I was like, I went on. There's a app called Tackle. I went on Tackle, and I was like, wow, look at all of these skill sets of different type of skill sets that you can hire for an hourly wage. And you're like, I just need somebody to organize my closet. Some of you guys have the most neatest closet I have ever seen. Well, guess what? There are people like me who would pay for your services. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a full-on business that you bring in employees. It could just be something that you do as a little side hustle business. And guess what? You just generated another stream of income for yourself.
Well, let me tell you this. If you're doing that and you are offering off your talent, your gift, or whatever that is, let me tell you, if that picks up and increase, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have to hire somebody also with that skill set. Right. And then guess what? You just created a business off of things that you are already naturally gifted and talented at.
Right. So this is what I normally tell people. Get a list, write a list and say, hey, what are some things that I've been told I'm really good at? Not what you think you're good at. Because I think that I'm a really good dancer until I was dancing one day and my son was like, Mommy, no. You're going to embarrass me, Mommy. Please don't. So what we did was, goodness gracious, I had to crack myself up.
So creating that list is really helpful.
What we did was we created a list. And on that list, it just has, just bullet points. What am I good at?
Yep.
Here are the things that I'm good at. I do very well. Now, I'm talking about me personally. What I do very well.
So start with 10. Create your list. Write down 10 things.
I create lesson plans. I can create curriculum. I am a great teacher, so I know how to teach teachers. And I also have a very strong organization, program organization skills. So when people have summer camps that they need help with, I can plan an entire summer camp in less than a day. And that is a skill set that a lot of people do not have. And so I get hired to do that. Matter of fact, I got called just on Monday. They said, hey, can you come in and teach our instructors how to integrate the arts into education? I was like, great. They was like, how much do you charge? I charge $1,500 for a 1 hour session. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you know what? We really need it, so we're going to go ahead and pay it. I was like, okay. Yeah. The moment I figured out that somebody would actually pay that, that's what I've been charging. So I charge $1,500 for 1 hour, and people pay it. They do.
So you definitely need to start off with 10 things. If you can come up with 10 things on that list that you are really talented at, not things that you are kind of mediocre at, that you can kind of get by with, things that you have mastered.
And not your job. We're not talking about your job. Like if you work at Walmart and you're really good at the logistics at Walmart, we're not talking about I'm really good at Walmart. Now I'm just using Walmart as an example, but there is a skill set that you use while at Walmart. That is what we're talking about. Right. The skill set.
For example, I have a really good eye for design and art. It's a part of my makeup. Yeah. And so years ago, I personally don't enjoy or really like doing websites, but I know how to do them. It's because it's time consuming for me. There's somebody definitely that can do it better than me or faster than me. But I have the knowledge base. I have put in enough hours to say, hey, I can create a website. And so I've done that, and people have come and they've paid me to create websites for them.
Yep.
You don't want to know why? Because they can't do it. But then they realize, it's easier for me to pay this person to create this website than me spending so much time with it. Well, guess what? That has generated quite a bit of more money which added a second stream of income, another stream of income for us.
So I already listed earlier about Tackle. Tackle is, so this is the practical place of where do you market these skills and abilities that you have. So one great place to start, or one of the places that you can start, is by going on apps like Tackle. That's TAKL, Tackle. Tackle is that, and there's another one called Angie's List. So sometimes you have to become you have to get approved as a contractor. So sometimes they go through the approval process. But at the end of the day, all you need is a happy customer who would do a review for you, and they would normally approve you. So you want to find companies like Angie's List, like Tackle, where they only looking for task-oriented activities, projects.
Right. So that way.
So it's a project based. So you're not being hired by anybody for long term. It's just a project based. You're gonna go in one day, do the project, get paid. Yep. Boom. That simple.
There's some people out there, great mechanics, things like that. Like there are people who know how to plumb real well. You're a great plumber, but
electrician.
I would pay somebody to do that. Of course, when you start getting an electrician and all that, you have to have licenses and stuff like that. But some of you all have those type of businesses and now trying to figure out how can I expand my business.
Right. So I just gave you some places that you can go and just start posting your business services on those websites and those apps, because people go there looking for you.
Yep.
And sometimes you just need to know where to go to post to advertise for your business. Facebook Marketplace is another place that people go to look for things. So sometimes it's just staying on Facebook and putting your stuff out there, putting your business out there, knowing that a Facebook page will 10 times more likely be more effective than a business card.
Yeah.
So just know that having a Facebook page will definitely generate new business when it's done correctly. But that's not what this is for. We're going to talk about marketing on another day. But I just want you guys to know that we have used Facebook in the past as a way to generate new clients, and it has definitely
Facebook, Instagram,
been a blessing. The social media as a whole. All right. So we talked about two things today that will get you started on generating seed income to launch your business or to launch your idea. These are practical steps that you can use right now. Things that you can do today. Yep. And I can tell you now, if you put this into practice, when we come in to the show next week, I want y'all to post your testimonials in our message center and tell us what you done this week that generated new revenue, a new source of income based off of what you learned today.
Yeah, so good. So we're talking about, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about ways to generate another stream of income, and the whole goal is to sell. So you're selling things that maybe you find around your house that you no longer use, or you're selling your talent or whatever that you're good at that other people cannot do.
Right. So this is just part one. This is just part one of a series that we're doing on money. Next week, we're going to talk about getting money from the government and grants and how to go about doing that. There are a number of ways to get involved with government contracting, but a lot of people just don't know where to start. So next week, tune in 8:15 sharp as we continue this conversation. 8:15-ish. As we continue this conversation on generating multiple streams of income. As always, we love you guys. We thank you for tuning in, and we're signing out.
Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless you. Good night.
I think that's copywritten or something.
I don't think Russell owns that.
I think it's like trademarked or something.
I don't think Russell owns that.
All right, bye guys.